disappointed with the outcome of the game. Didn't feel like we played very well at all in any phase. Hats off to Virginia and their staff and their players. They played a very hard-fought game, and we just made too many mistakes to win. Drop passes, penalties, missed tackles, gave up big plays on defense. It was uncharacteristic of how we played in the first 3 games, and we have to rebound quickly. We've got our conference schedule starts this Saturday at home, and I believe we'll do that. We'll look at this tape. We'll take what we can learn from it, and we'll be prepared to play on Saturday.
John, a slow start, 28-0. How hard is it? You came back from that, which I'm sure that in the long run certainly tells you something about your team. But still, to get in a 28-0 hole is an awful lot to ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the way you script it. It's not, it's not how you win. It's not the formula that you want to follow to win ball games. I mean, again, to our credit, to our kids' credit, they hung in there, they battled back, they, tied the game up, and then, then we made some costly mistakes.
We talked all week during medias and things like that about looking ahead to Western. Could that be in any way a tribute to a slow start today?
I don't believe so. I really don't. I don't think that, we haven't talked about Western at all. I mean, all of that talk is from you guys, from outside of our locker room. Inside our locker room in our meetings, nobody's even mentioned that. We just didn't play well. We didn't execute. This is a game of execution, and when you drop balls, when you miss tackles, when you let people behind you in coverage, you get your ass beat, and you got to get those things corrected. And it doesn't matter who you're playing, what the record is. That's a very, we said it all week. That's a much better football team than their record. The quarterback does a really good job of getting the ball out quickly. Defensively, they've got a couple guys in that front that I think are really good football players, as good as we'll face all year. And we weren't looking past them at all. We knew they were a good football team. We just made too many mistakes early on, dug ourselves in too big of a hole.
You lost Jesse Kroll, Derek Edwards. You went in without Mark Chapman. Chapman played, he held, but he didn't. But and Tony Anise, what effect all those injuries? Everybody has injuries, John. I understand.
Yeah, injuries always affect you. I mean, guys are starters because they're the best at their position, but we expect the next guy to come in and fill up, take up the slack. I mean, the biggest difference between the starter and the non-starter should be experience. That should be it. I thought, I'll have to go back and look at the tape, but I thought Otis Kearney played pretty well. Again, we'll look at it, but we had a lot of opportunities out there that we didn't capitalize on. And again, hats off to their staff and their players. I knew they were we knew they were going to be very desperate, and they were, and they played an emotional game today. They fought hard, and they played better than we did, and probably coached better than we did, and they deserved to win the game.
Are you seeing anything out of Brian Evie at this point? 4 misses in a row.
Well, the last one I think was on the hold. Mark's nursing an ankle, and Brian's foot actually clipped Mark's toe coming through. The spot was too close to his foot, and so when Brian swung through, they clicked toes. So that's why the ball came off the way it did. So. It had happened once earlier in the week. We thought it was corrected, but with him with an ankle, standing on the sideline, maybe it was, he's just, it didn't show up in any of the extra points. It just came up on that field goal. It's unfortunate.
They seem to want to attack you on the outside.
Yeah, they had the perimeter game.
Change?
Well, I think we rotated up faster. We made some adjustments coverage-wise. We knew they were going to try that. I mean, that's part of their offense. That we weren't getting off blocks quickly enough. I mean, it's defensive football is about taking angles, getting off blocks, and getting to the football. We weren't getting off blocks crisply enough.
On the touchdown that put them ahead after you come back to tie it at 28-20, what happened on that play? It looked like a little, maybe a hitch and go. Or
Yeah,
hesitation.
it was Sean Bunting, who's a freshman, dropped coverage. You know, so I don't know if he saw the quarterback scramble out of the pocket, but he dropped coverage and let the receiver get behind him. Can't do. You just can't make mistakes like that.
On Amari Coleman's pick six, he looked like he had that read 3 plays before.
Yep.
Something that you guys picked up as a staff.
Yeah, I mean, Amari's an instinctive player. He can make plays like that. That's his second pick six of the season. He's going to keep getting better and better. He's a great player. He can make plays like that.
Coach, what do you think of your run game today? I don't have the numbers.
It was, what we rushed for 93 yards. It was in spurts. I thought at the end of the first half it looked pretty good. First part of the third quarter looked pretty good. It was a little inconsistent at times. It's hard to fully evaluate that, because obviously when you get down 3 scores, you gotta get yourself back in the ball game. You're not gonna do that by trying to ground and pound. But I thought in spots it looked really good. We reeled off some nice runs. I don't know what we averaged per attempt. The sacks are going to come out of that, but I think we're still getting better. We're not where we want to be. It's tough to evaluate anything and say we're where we want to be after a loss like this.
John, you talk about, we bring this up to you sometimes, about coming back from a deficit, and you said you don't believe in moral victories. But still, is there something you could draw from this game? Because at 28-0, some people might have folded the tents, circled the wagon, and went home. And for you to come all the way back like that, there's got to be something. There's got to be a lot of positives come out.
No, there is. There's going to be positives, but today there's going to be more negatives than positives. We feel like we can compete and beat anybody we play, but with any football team, the mistakes you make a lot of them are self-inflicted, and so it's a matter of understanding that if we don't beat ourselves, nobody beats us. But and when you drop balls and you have untimely penalties, when you allow kickoff return to midfield because you don't fit it properly, those are correctable mistakes. I guess that's the good thing. Now, the fight in the team, yeah, I'm glad the way they fought and got themselves back in it. But at the end of the day, this one goes in the right-hand column. We want them in the left-hand column.
With Jesse Kroll, when Jesse went out and Mark really not playing offensively, you really tested your depth at receiver. Did that play a role, you think, as the game went on a little bit?
I thought Eric Cooper came in and played pretty well. I thought Corey Willis had a heck of a game. He becomes more prominent. I saw Brandon Childress do some good things in there, and Austin Stewart even caught a pass. So we've got depth at the wide receiver position. We've got quality depth, and it's just we're so deep. It's just hard for some of those guys to break into. Get a lot of playing time, but obviously with guys down, then that affects that.